couple of years ago, if you said that Jewish people held power in media, you'd be referred to as an anti-Semite. Fast forward to today, and you have Bibi Netanyahu sitting down saying that I need this deal to go through on TikTok because that is a weapon that we need to be able to use in a room on camera
Yeah.
with American influencers. So
Yes.
that is just, and they're saying, how do we combat Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson? We don't have any power. I shoot this show in my basement, you know? I'm not feeding into some web and getting paid from foreign influencers or being funded by Qatar. I mean, all smears and libels. And so what does that say when you have a foreign country leader, Bibi Netanyahu, saying that on camera?
Well, I totally agree with that. The fact that he just blatantly says we have to control the media. I would say, in response to what you said a few moments ago, you said it does take a lot of courage to resist this. I would say there are levels of courage that it requires. So we'll take the most recent case that came out was public, of Van Jones. Van Jones is not a poor man.
Certainly not.
He got $100 million from Jeff Bezos. These are insurance policies. He gave Obama $100 million. He gave Van Jones $100 million. Why? It's perfectly obvious, because he knows at some point there's going to be a major strike at Amazon, because it's a huge operation with a large number of people who are paid substandard wages. So he has an insurance policy. Make sure if and when that moment comes, Obama will be on his team. Van Jones will be on his team. That's a straightforward transaction, business transaction. But it's money, $100 million. So why does he do this? Why does he come on TV with his yellow ribbon? I live in an old Jewish neighborhood in Ocean Parkway, Brooklyn. There's literally a synagogue in every block. In some blocks, there are 2 synagogues. You walk up and down Ocean Parkway. It's all Jewish. I don't see anyone wearing a yellow ribbon. I know. I don't see anyone wearing a yellow ribbon. Why is Van Jones advertising the flag? He's just advertising, I'm a slave.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
He used to brand slaves.
And he's just a slave. And
this is how I feel when I see people in Congress. I mean, think about a presidential debate wearing a flag pin from a flag that it's not American. It's like you're just a slave.
And he's wearing the yellow ribbon here. If there were any what you call truth in advertising, he would wear a $sign here, a dollar gold pin over here, because it's just money. It's such a revolting sight. And he goes on with Bill Maher and Tom Friedman, 2 Jewish supremacists, and they're laughing about dead Gazan babies. Very funny. They're laughing about. And the thing is, Van Jones knows they're not just laughing with him, they're laughing at him.
Yeah.
He's our slave.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have even that minimum self-respect and dignity. He makes jokes about dead Palestinian babies. So,
gosh, I didn't hear whatever joke that he said, and so that makes my skin crawl.
He said that if you open up TikTok, all you see is dead Palestinian babies, dead Palestinian babies, dead Palestinian babies, ditty, dead Palestinian babies. And he says, do you know why you only see that? He says, because the Iranians and Qatar are behind it. They are manipulating the media. But there's another possible explanation. You know what the possible explanation is? Maybe there are a lot of dead Palestinian babies. In fact, just the very first month, just October 2023, Do you know more Palestinian children were killed just that first month than all the other war zones in the world combined in 2019, 2020, or 2021, or 2021. If you combine them, if you combine each year, every other war zone, this tiny parcel of land called Gaza, more children were killed. Now, it's about the minimum estimate. The minimum estimate is 20,000 children killed.
When I see people being happy that a person like Didi went to prison for the crimes he committed, I just laugh at them. Or somebody like, is it Harvey Weinstein? Yeah, went to prison for all the crimes he committed. I'm like, are you guys really this naive? Are you guys really this stupid? The billionaires, the upper 1%, all those top people in our society do not go to prison for the crimes they committed. And when they are in prison, it's because they step on a wrong toe. It's because they maybe overdid certain things. And that is why they are in. They are hardly ever in prison for the crimes they committed. An example will be Didi. Do you honestly believe that for the number of years that Didi was doing all those things that he was doing, no one knew about it? The FBI knew nothing about it. The local police people knew nothing about it. Are you really sure? Are you really sure? Because I can bet you that someone knew what was going on and kept quiet about it. Someone knew. Even the very thing with the Epstein and saga. Do you think they did not know who Epstein was with all his blackmailing ring? They knew it. You think they did not know who Ghislaine Maxwell was? They knew. They knew what she was doing. They kept quiet. Why? Well, they were using the same services or they benefited from it in one form or the other. And one more thing. You see, when people come and try to justify the reason why Israel did what it has done to Gaza, and that Israel deserved the right or reserved the right or has the right to defend themselves, and that if what happened in Israel had happened to any other country, they would have reacted in the same way. They always make this claim, right? But no one is willing to talk about what has been going on before Hamas attack on Israel. No one is willing to talk about that. What about October 6, October 5? What about all the horrible things that were happening in Gaza and in the West Bank before Hamas attack? If we are saying that Israel has the right to level Gaza as they have done, just because of what happened to them, of what Hamas did to them, don't we need to also understand that maybe, just maybe, Hamas had the right to do what they did in Israel? Or this is beyond thinkable? I'm just asking the question. The West in general and America in particular know how to turn the story. No matter what happened, they are always the victim and they are the perpetrators at the same time. They will claim to be all for what is good, what is right, but then again, you will see them funding and supporting evil all over the world. They will be carrying out all kinds of atrocities all over the world and claiming it is for the sake of bringing peace in the world. That's what they will do. That's what they will say. Even though what they are doing and what they are saying do not align. And the last thing I would like to say is about what is it Van Jones said. I watched that segment on Bima's show when he made that horrible remark. And everyone at that time just laughed at it. Sometimes I don't understand people, certain people, let me put it that way. You would think that they have a certain level of intelligence and they have a certain level of awareness not to make certain jokes or not to say certain things given the sensitivity of the issue. You would think that people have the intelligence or the understanding to do things this way, but you'll be wrong. I told you about a case that happened during the AU summit. The AU is the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, when African leaders were meeting for their yearly summit. And the president of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, was addressing the other leaders. And he was talking about how the whole thing in Libya went down. And he said that before NATO invaded Libya, before they killed Muammar Gaddafi and destroyed Libya, a few African leaders wanted to go to Libya to try to persuade Muammar Gaddafi to step down. They were already in a helicopter going to Libya when they were told by NATO that there is a no-flight zone around Libya. Just imagine African leaders wanted to go to an African country that is in the African continent and a foreign entity. NATO is in Europe and America, but then telling them that you cannot go to a country in Africa because we, the foreigners, have imposed a no-flight zone around the country. Can you imagine? And they did the only thing they could do. They turned the helicopter around and came back to their respective countries. And when he said that, everyone was just laughing. I was really pissed off. I was really angry. I did not see anything funny about this situation. Rather, it was embarrassing. It was shameful. It was disgraceful. There was nothing funny about this. That you African leaders, you leaders of the continent, couldn't go to a country to talk to another leader in your own continent because an outsider, a foreigner, told you cannot go. And all you could do was to turn your helicopter and go back to your home and go back to your palaces and sleep. You all sat there and watched Libya burn. You all sat there and watched Gaddafi destroy, killed like a dog, and you did nothing, and you laugh. That was really, really embarrassing. I was so sad. It's the same thing Van Jones did here. Ask yourself this question. Had it been that Van Joes made these jokes using Israel's babies, how would things have turned out? No, let's just ask this question. I'm not advocating for anyone to make lightly the death of people, but let's just look at it from this other angle. Had it been that Van Jones made a joke like this, but rather than Palestinian babies or Gaza babies, he used Israel's babies, all hell would have been let loose. Van Jones would have been now with no job. He would have been sobbing in his bathroom. But who cares about Gaza babies? Who cares? You can joke with it. You can make fun of it. Even though Gaza babies are dying. But who cares? After all, are they really humans? Are they? That's what you guys are saying. But they are humans. Every single person is a human. And we all deserve to be treated as humans. That is the least we could do. And I'm happy that the internet held him to account. I am happy that when people heard that, they did not let it go. They called him out, even though he issued a very shallow and hollow apology.